am Dewan.
And I'm Dwayne. She don't want me to be comfortable. She got me talking about I'm slouching and stuff.
And thank you for joining us for some small talk. Okay, so if you guys don't know, we met online. So we would like to bring to you some questions that we've been asked about online dating. The biggest question I've had asked was, does it really work? For me, I definitely think it really works because it worked for us. We're a prime example. We've been together 6 years. Does it work for you?
6 strong years.
You think it works?
It truly does.
So yeah, online dating works. A little more depth into that is it depends on the person. It depends on if you can let your guard down to date.
Depends on honesty as well.
True, also, yes. Which is one of the other questions, how can you easily trust somebody? Well, it's just like meeting somebody on the street, or meeting somebody in a grocery store, or meeting somebody that somebody else referred you to. You know, it's your comfort zone, and how easily are you able to let your guard down and say, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll step out on a limb and throw caution into the wind. So, depends on the person for me.
And while online dating does work, you still have to be careful because there are predators out there.
Absolutely.
And there are people that catfish people.
Absolutely.
So you have to use common sense. And
which ain't that common.
Yeah. Common sense is something that isn't really that common. You have to do your research. If you can't FaceTime this person,
right,
that's a problem. If you can't, after a while, I wouldn't suggest that you meet immediately. Even though it worked for me and my wife, we met immediately. We moved in immediately.
We did.
We got married. We would have got married sooner than 8 months, but we did
everything fast. But that's a special circumstance. It doesn't always work like that, but it can work. Just be safe. Better safe than sorry. Exactly. And do you think how easily can you trust? That's one of the questions you were asked.
Me trusting people doesn't come easily for me.
He's a Capricorn.
I believe a person has to earn my trust.
But he's so easily forgiving. So I'm confused with that.
I am. But just because I have you in my life or you're around me, that doesn't mean I absolutely trust you. Once I trust you, it's nothing I wouldn't do for you. Completely.
Yes, that's absolutely him. Okay, one of the other questions were, does the expense of the date actually matter? Now, that's not even like online or dating, it's just dating, period. So, does the expense of the date actually matter?
I don't think the expense of the date matter. I think the intimacy of the date is what really matters. People go on first dates and go to movies. I truly believe that's a big mistake because you can't talk. You're in a dark spot. So I feel like that's something more or less for people that's looking.
It's already established.
Yeah, for like people that when you trying to get to know each other, you want to look that person in their face. You want to look her in the eye. You want to see how beautiful they pretty eyes are. You want to see that beautiful smile. You want to see that glow in her face, the glow in her skin.
You want to see her responses to
your talk.
Yeah.
And likewise, she wants to see the same. Yeah. So the expense of the date isn't as important as the intimacy of the date where you can really talk to each other and get to know each other. Now, men, don't bring this woman to McDonald's, Burger King, Rally's, Popeyes.
Pay attention.
If you want an intimate date, you could do a picnic as a first date. Bring some candles on a lakefront or to a park. Cover the grass with a blanket, and have a meal out there, and you could look her in the eyes, and y'all can have an intimate conversation.
And I would actually like
get
that
to know
as
each
a
other.
woman. I would like for a man to put some thought into a date. It doesn't necessarily have to be the cost of the date. So for me, it does not matter the cost. Because I've been on some expensive dates and I did not end up with those people. So your money does not ring a bell for me when you're taking me to impress me. Impress me mentally. Stimulate my mind. Let me hear your thoughts, your aspirations, your dreams, your life, your good and your bad. Money is not going to tell me all of that. Money is just a band-aid to cover up what you're lacking. So
if I had enough money, I could cover all my flaws and make me look grand. But
so money is not everything always.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter for me or for us. The next question is, who pays on that date?
Well, actually, my first date, my wife actually bought the crawfish.
I did. But it was okay because I know what kind of crawfish I like. So most people from New Orleans love spice, not so much I like taste. So yeah, I didn't mind doing that. And I don't mind paying. I'll pull out a card. Again, I'm independent, so I like to show I can handle it, I got it. But
that's why I should get all my money now. I do a job, I come home and I give her the money, then she give me some back.
And don't turn away that money, ladies. Do not. If that man gives you his money, you take it. I definitely.
Well, hold on, because my daughter.
Your daughter? Which one? You got a couple.
My youngest.
Uh-huh.
Her husband gave her all his money.
And what she did?
And she gave it all back.
Now that's crazy.
Now why you doing that?
That's crazy. Because I have to still teach her. She's young. She got some learning to do. But on to the next one. So my thought is, it's either way. It doesn't mean I have to pay just because, or he has to pay just because he's the man or I'm the woman. It doesn't matter.
You have to remember, a relationship is just what it is. A relationship and a relationship is always give and take. It's not one person giving more than another.
Yeah. All right. The last question we're going to go over is, how soon should you meet in person? Now, don't go off of our experience, but I say as soon as you feel comfortable. You know, don't invite him to your house as a woman. Don't invite him to a nearby job area if you're a woman. Invite him to a neutral place, and then you guys meet when you're comfortable.
Go somewhere like and have pastries or something. Like go
A
to
coffee shop.
a coffee shop or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere where you'll be able to sit down and talk, get to know each other. But do your research, ladies, because men, I know I wasn't always the man I am today, and I how could I say it? I was not really into just being monogamous at a certain age. So do your research, and men need to grow up.
And if you see something
Be
that's
honest.
not comfortable, don't just ignore it. You know, mental note it. Also be aware. Always be aware. So my thing is common sense. Common sense is it's not that common, but if you feel comfortable, then yeah, I think you should meet soon.
And always let someone know.
Correct.
Your family,
Where you're going.
friend.
Where you're going to be.
Always let someone know.
All right, that's going to conclude today's session of Small Talk. Small Talk. Small Talk. Okay, so continue to watch us, continue to like, share, and comment.
Subscribe.
One day we'll have
hit that subscribe button.
hit the subscribe button. One day we're gonna have a small talk where we can actually answer you guys. So thank you again for watching. Please like, share, and comment.
We'll answer each comment.
And subscribe.
Hit that subscribe button.
Bye.
Bye.